Hi, I'm Darren from The Mind at Work, and in this Lens of Purpose clip, I'm going to be talking about the subject of efficiency, or more specifically, the relationship between efficiency and the domain of being purposeful. And in this, I hope to give some insight about how we might think about, approach the question of how can I or we be more efficient? Which seems to me to be a question that is important to all of us engaged in the world of work. So the first thing I want to say about efficiency is that it is a function of our state. If we are in a reactive state, responding to a trigger event, reacting in some way with heightened emotions and with our minds very, very busy, then we are not going to have that level of clarity, which is going to enable us to work efficiently. And so the first area in which purpose really helps with efficiency is in our own state and in our capacity to manage our state so that we are in connection with our vital discerning and clarity faculties. I think the second area is the way we start things. Starting either in ourselves or in a team or in a meeting, starting with a clear sense of purpose is a massive efficiency gain. And I've experienced over and over how teams can lose vital time by not being collectively clear on what the purpose is of the conversations that they're about to go into. And without that clarity, what you get is a lot of talking to no particular end. And the paradoxical, in some ways counterintuitive solution to that efficiency challenge is actually to slow down and to pause at the start of something and just spend a little bit of time in investment to get clear about what's the purpose before we start talking and getting into something. I think the third area that I've witnessed, which has a huge efficiency gain, is deliberately creating a purpose in your engagements for a certain straightness of talking, a certain boldness, a certain willingness to go straight for possible solutions, knowing that we're working in a judgmental-free environment where we can be bold and where we can fail, and where the permission is actually to do just that, to fail, but to fail quickly, to get us there quickly so that we can test these hypotheses, these assumptions, or even these new products or service fields, and very, very quickly iterate and be in a continuous learning cycle. Now, all of that way of working, which strikes me to be increasingly in demand, whatever sector or field you're working in, they all thrive on purpose, and not technological purpose per se, but actually efficiency gains that can be made by human beings being more efficient in their purposefulness. And finally, to say, a lot of the conversation about efficiency, of course, these days is taken up by looking at automation, and particularly how AI can take away certain functions or do certain human functions more efficiently. And I would say that is not free from the domain of purpose, because we need to be bringing purpose to these conversations about AI and not asking what can this technology do, but rather asking the more essential question, which is what will this technology serve? When we do that, when we have purposeful AI operating, we're going to get far more efficiency gains from this combination of purposeful technology and purposeful humans working together in more and more efficient ways.